All right, and welcome once again to AllTakesValid episode 103. As always, I go by Trill Trayy, joined once again with SP21 and some guy named Vick. So, Vick, why don't you go ahead and give him a rundown of today's episode?
First of all,
Not some.
you say some guy named Vick, you better say it with your chest. All right. You gotta put some
Here,
respect on my name.
here we go.
But for
Okay.
today's episode, fellas, we have the recap of the Thursday night football game. Mariano, yeah, you tried it, but now you in the IOU program. So yeah, that's 2 L's in one night.
Appreciate the donation.
Yeah, appreciate the donation, man. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the recap of the Thursday night football game, Bucs versus Eagles. Then
Never bet with your hearts, fellas.
man, it's dangerous, man.
Dangerous game.
You can't live life leading by your heart. That'll get you killed.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt.
So around the league news in the NFL, maybe we might talk a little bit about basketball. Spence, you might have some things, I'm sure. And but last but not least, pick'ems for week 6. So we'll go ahead and give our predictions on who is going to win this week. So again, with that being said, Buccaneers defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 28-22 Thursday night football game. Spence, what was your thoughts on that game?
Question, gentlemen. A pop quiz. What does Urban Meyer and the Eagles head coach have in common?
What's that?
You got me on that.
Why you don't run football? Why you not running the football, man? Why you not running the football? That game was slow starting for the Eagles. We seen what Brady and the Bucs do. A lot of screen passes. You guys did a lot of screen passes this game. I guess y'all was just working out like, let's work on this playbook. Let's see how this works. We can do the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles be fine.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman, man, I don't know about that. Yeah, y'all had him for what, 2 games, and yeah, he out. Yeah, wasted money. We'll talk about that later. Other than that, I mean, Eagles fans, how long do you experience the Hurts test trial? I guess I'll say this because it looks like there's a lot of throws that he's not really getting right now. I mean, of course he can escape the pocket. Of course, sometimes it's just too much. These RPOs ain't clicking like it should be because they're not really running the balls to keep defenses guessing. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting for the Eagles, especially what happened 24 hours after the game with the Eagles. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting year for Philly. That's
We've only been saying that from the beginning. Mariano, you're the only guy who hasn't listened to me. I told you this wasn't going to be a good year for you guys, and you just kept arguing. You keep arguing me, keep trying to tell you the same thing. So, yeah, this isn't surprising to me for the way Philly season's going, but
right
to some, to some maybe it is, but as far as the game though, your first point about Jalen Hurts, I don't think he's having a bad season. I don't think his.
I'm not saying he's having a bad season, but he's there's some throws man.
I question their play calling, their offensive coordinator.
That's true.
More than I'm questioning him per se.
So trust me.
I mean, the fact that They are 31st as far in the league for rushing, and it's probably by just because of attempts, because they don't even try to run the ball.
Yeah.
Because Miles Sanders, he usually has a great stat line. He averages like 4 yards or more per, but even in this game, he only ran the ball a handful of times. So it's like, why don't you guys utilize him more? Especially the fact that you have Jalen Hurts, who does the RPOs and everything. That'll take some pressure off of Jalen Hurts as well and open up some lanes for him. And so I don't know. So play calling is kind of questionable. I mean, they did tighten up towards the end to try to make it a game, but I think the Bucs were kind of in cruise control at that point, because it got ugly pretty quick. Well, they scored 21 in the first half, and then I was like, if the Bucs come out and score first before Philly scores, this game is over. And pretty much what happened. And like I said, I mean, Philly fought back and tried to make it, it looked good on paper. They covered. Well, the Bucs didn't cover as far as Vegas goes. So there's a lot of fans upset about that the next morning, that went to sleep thinking they blew them out and, they had won some money. But fellas, Vegas always wins. Just to let y'all know.
Yeah. So that game was it was interesting to say. I mean, maybe more so for a Bucs fan than the Eagles fan. Frustrating for me just because, down goes another one, going in reference to Richard Sherman going down with a hamstring injury. It's just, like we talked about last week, this kind of reminds me of last season when the offense was having injuries left and right. Now this year it's more so defensive tested, and just another player goes down on the defensive side of the game.
Oh yeah, because
Well, I
because I didn't know Levante David was out. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He got hurt in the Miami game. He got hurt in the Miami game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has a high ankle sprain, so 4 to 6 weeks. So he'll be out for a while. Most likely, probably coming back closer to playoffs. Well, actually, more so mid-November, I would assume. But regardless, yeah, it's it's definitely the Bucs' depth on defense has definitely been tested. But again, offense has been able to carry. It was good seeing OJ Howard, looked like his old self. Leonard Fournette, 22 carries, 81 yards, a little bit under 4 yards per carry. AB balled out, 9 receptions, 93 yards, and a touchdown.
Wide receiver 1, baby.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah, so it was nice seeing him get off because I was a little worried in the beginning. He had actually it wasn't in the beginning. I think it was like second quarter, third quarter. He got grabbed by the ankle, and the player was trying to bring him down. Looked like he twisted his ankle, and he had some, trainers work on it. But then he came back, I think the next drive. Seemed like, he was fine from that point on. But regardless, yeah, it was a good game. Well, it was looking like a blowout. And then the Bucs, I don't know, they got comfortable. And yeah, Miles Sanders, as y'all were talking about, I think the Bucs were more so just defending the pass when the game was starting to get out of hand. He had 9 carries for 56 yards, 6.2 yards per carry.
Yeah, but look, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
Look, if you look at his stat line, usually, for the most part, it's pretty consistent that he has a great yards per carry, but he doesn't get nowhere near like 15 carries at all. Like you don't feed him. So it's like, if somebody's producing, why isn't he getting the ball?
Yeah.
Logically, it doesn't make sense. Even if you want to say the Bucs have a good run defense, which they do, you still have to do it just to, as they say,
try.
You got to keep them honest at a certain point. Like, so they they at least think, okay, it's a possibility they might run the ball. They don't have to worry. They didn't have to worry about that at all. They weren't thinking about the Eagles running the ball unless it was with Jalen Hurts.
Now, I will say one thing. I hope next year they change this whole personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct that they're calling on these players for.
Taunting.
Yeah, taunting. Yeah, the taunting rule that they're doing this year. I think it's ridiculous. Like, I know there was Bucs fans on the stream that I was watching that they were just outraged with the call. It's like, come on, man, let these players play. Like, there's no need. Of course, it benefited us, but it's just like, you like us fans. We like to see the players' emotions, as long as it doesn't lead to somebody punching
Nothing
somebody in the
crazy.
helmet like Kadarius Toney last week. But regardless, yeah, it's just
my only issue with that, honestly, is just that he has on a helmet. That's stupid. Like,
yeah,
you could have broke your hand.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hurt a guy. You're not gonna hurt him. You're gonna hit them. Like, if you really want to get off, ladies and gentlemen, see these young whippersnappers. These are young men in the league now, young boys. They don't remember a guy named Andre Johnson from back in my day. When you want to get at somebody, you go rip their helmet off, and you make sure them punches land.
Make sure they count.
Yeah.
Finnegan will never forget. Pepper stars, remember.
Or if you want, you go ahead. There's a little area beneath that helmet that you can just put your hands and grab them by the neck and slam them. But yeah, punching them, it's crazy. The logic behind some of these players. I've never in my days playing high school or college did I ever attempt to even punch somebody in the helmet. That's just ridiculous. But yeah, I get it. But still, don't do it. It's not worth it. Well, it's not worth it doing it anyways, but regardless, yeah. So yeah, at the end of the day, the Bucs, as Trayy mentioned, the spread was 7. The Bucs won by 6. They were close to scoring. A lot of fans wanted them to go ahead and at least kick, either kick a field goal, actually not kick a field goal, but score a touchdown. But the Bucs,
they decided to need it.
So yeah, but yeah, nonetheless, Bucs won, and now we have some games this upcoming weekend and some news to share with y'all about this upcoming Sunday.
All right. So yeah, with that being said, we can go on to the next topic.